All right, y'all, so we are sitting with our legs extended. We just did our roll up. From here, we're gonna walk the feet in, moving into that C curve. Option to hold on to the back of the legs at first. We're gonna inhale, prepare, exhale, starting with that pelvis, rolling back. And inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Engaging that core like we're trying to button a tight pair of jeans here, pulling everything in, thinking about being strong in the core here. And up, if you're feeling good, arms can float in front. And up, challenging yourself. How far back can you go on these? And up, without losing that form, right? Chin is slightly tucked. And up. Last two. And up. Last one. And up. Very nice. Go ahead. Relax the legs down. Taking a nice wide V here. We're going to send that back nice and long here. Inhale, prepare, exhale, rolling down just one vertebra at a time. And then sending the spine out nice and straight and long. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale here. Exhale, roll down, sending the spine out straight. And rolling up. Last one, rolling, sending that spine out straight. And up. Very nice. Closing those legs, walking the feet back in. We're going to send the left leg out nice and long. Hands are going to come behind us for support. We're going to flex that left foot. Inhale here. Exhale, lift and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. Option to lean back slightly here to engage that core. Lift and lower and lift and lower. We're here for 3 and 2. Last one. Very nice. Let's switch legs right into the other side. Inhale here. Exhale, lift and lower and lift and lower. Lower and lower. We're here for 3 and 2. Last one. Very nice. Resting down. Both feet come in. Sitting up nice and tall. Sitting bones down into that mat. We're going to go back to our C curve. This time adding a little rotation. So we're going to inhale, prepare, exhale. Rotating off to one side. Inhale up. Exhale. Alternating sides here. And coming back up. And up. And up. And up. Staying on this side. Little pulses towards the floor. Twisting slightly. 3, 2, 1. Other side. Up. Exhale down. Little pulses towards the floor as we twist and twist for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Coming up tall. Go ahead and rest. Shake out the legs if you need to. From here, we're going to move right on in to working on our side. So we're going to come down onto our left side first. Adjusting myself so that you can see me in the camera. So when we're ready, I want you to bring those knees so that they're in line with the hips. As if we are sitting in a chair. Arm can be out long here or in front of the body, folded, or we can use like the balls that we use in class, or if you're at home right now, you can use like a little pillow or a blanket or something like that, or prop up that head. Hand can be in front for support at any time. Hand can go on the hip or in the air for an added challenge. Go ahead, pull that top hip away from us, creating space between you and the mat right here. Right, as if you could just slide your hand right under you. Knees stacked on top of each other in line with the hips. We're going to start with our clams. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. If you'd like, you can do that variation where we have the feet hovering off the ground as we open and close and open and close. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Working against gravity as we close here, right? I want you to think about moving slow and controlled. Just because I'm not in the room with you doesn't mean that I'm not gonna say about moving slow and controlled, right? I want you to hear me in your head, in your living room right now, reminding you to move slow and controlled, but also to listen to your body and do what feels good for you today and do whatever variation, because wherever you're at is more than okay. Last one, let's go ahead, keep the leg open, little pulses back and back, engaging that core, still lifting that side body. Everything is still, only this leg is moving. For 3, 2, 1, rest it down, hammer it out. When you're ready, let's go ahead, extend that bottom leg out long. Top leg can stay elevated or just resting in front. We're gonna flex that bottom foot. Inhale here, exhale, thigh to the ceiling and lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift and lower and lift and lower. That bottom hip, that bottom like side body is still pulling away from the mat. And lower and lift and lower. Last one, holding at the top, little pulses. The side of the foot is touching the ceiling. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest it back down, sending the legs back into this sitting position here. Hips stacked on top of one another. Top leg comes out long on that diagonal. We're going to inhale here, exhale, move into those leg circles, pointing through that toe. I want you to think about keeping that leg at hip height or higher, still pulling that side body up. Somebody can slide their hand right under you if they tried to right now. We're here for 2 and 1. Go ahead, reverse that circle. Very nice. You got this. We're here for 3 and 2 and last one. Go ahead, rest that leg down, hammer it out. Take a moment here, breathe. One big restorative breath and exhale. Very nice. From here, we're going to send that leg out nice and long again. We're going to sweep that leg forward and send it back. We're going to sweep that leg forward with our exhale. Option to flex here. Point the toe as we send it back, squeezing that glute. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Thinking about keeping that leg at the same height through all of this so that it's not falling down, especially as we slide that leg forward, squeezing that glute as we send it back. Very nice. Last one here. Hold that leg in front. Little leg lifts up and up, slowing these down. Slow and controlled. Engaging that core here. We're here for 2. Last one. Slide that leg behind you. I know it's burning. Point that toe. Squeeze that glute. Little leg lifts behind. Very nice. We're here for 4, 3, 2. Rest the neck and the head. 1. Rest it down. Grab onto the back of that leg. Take a nice stretch here. Very nice. When you're ready, we're going to come up to a mermaid. The leg that you are holding right now is going to come behind you. Bottom leg is going to stay in front. Finding that nice mermaid stretch, we're going to reach up and over. And coming back around. Very nice. Switching right off into the other side. Swinging those legs around, coming down onto the mat here. I want you to think about pulling that hip away from the mat, right? Coming down, letting the head and the neck rest. Knees in line with the hips here. Pointing through those toes for our clams. Pull yourself away from that mat, right? So notice how right now my body is resting into the mat. And now I'm engaged. I can slide that hand right underneath me and have space between myself and the mat. We're going to inhale, prepare, exhale, open, inhale, close. If you'd like, feet can be elevated and close. Exhale, open, inhale, close. Very nice. You got this. Keeping those toes together if you can. Keeping the feet pointed. Last one, holding that leg open. Little pulses back and back. For 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Go ahead and rest it down. Take a moment to hammer it out if you need to. We're going to send that bottom leg out nice and long, flexing that foot. Inhale, prepare, exhale, touch the ceiling, and lower, and lower. Thinking about engaging that inner thigh. Thinking about keeping that foot nice and flexed. And again, like we said before, at any time, hand can rise up towards the ceiling for some added challenge. Could also be on the hip. Very nice. For 2. Last one. Very nice. Rest. Bring that leg back in line with the hips here. Pulling away from that mat. Don't forget about that core. You're going to send that top leg out nice and long and start drawing those circles. Very nice. Trying to challenge yourself to be at hip height or higher. Keeping that toe nice and pointed, like your foot is the tip of the pencil here, right? We want it to be nice and sharp. You got this. Engage that core. And rotate in the other direction. And we're here for 3. And 2. Last one. Rest it down. Hammer it out if you need. And when you're ready, we're going to move into those sweeps. So again, pull that pull that hip away from you, engage that core. Send that foot out long, flex, exhale, sweep forward, inhale, point, sweep it back, squeezing those glutes behind us, exhale forward, inhale back. Again, trying to keep that leg at the same height throughout all of this, as if it's just sliding across the table here. Trying to keep it at hip height or a little bit higher if you can. And forward and back and forward and back. I don't know if y'all can hear that thing that sounds like a heartbeat in the background. That's my baby monitor. It's right by the camera, so if you could hear it, I'm sorry. And keeping that leg forward, we're going to take little lifts and lower, slow and controlled. Feeling that muscle engage in the glute. I know it is hard. I know it burns. We are doing it together. Last one, point the foot, send it back behind you, squeeze, and we're going to lift towards the ceiling for 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, hook onto the back of that leg. Take a stretch, rolling the shoulders down and back. Relax here. Nice restorative breath. And on your next exhale, we're going to push up into that mermaid. Leg that you're holding comes behind you. Leg on the floor stays in front. Exhale over. Inhale. Back down. Let's go ahead. Bring the legs in front of us. Nice and long here. We're going to bend one leg over the other. Taking our nice little glute stretch here. Looking over that back shoulder. And coming back around, unwind, and off to the other side. Breathing here. Very nice. When you're ready, let's go ahead and relax down. This time, we're gonna roll down onto our back. I'm gonna move off this way so that you can see me a little bit better. We're gonna squeeze those legs together. We're gonna exhale. We're gonna roll all the way down, squeezing those legs as we move into this next little series here. I want you to think about keeping the arms nice and long here, reaching through the fingertips. We're gonna move into our leg pulls. So a few different options here, starting with keeping the head on the ground for a modified version. Gonna inhale, prepare. Exhale, just want you to pull that right leg in. Left leg hovers, core is nice and engaged. We're gonna switch on the exhale and switch and switch. If you'd like, we can stay in a chest lift for these, taking a little bit more of a challenge. And switch and switch. Keeping those toes nice and pointed if you can. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. Go ahead, keep that left leg nice and long. Coming back down onto the mat. Arms come wide, right leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Let's go ahead, point and flex those toes here. Keeping that leg foot flexed. We're going to take our hip circles here. Keeping that core nice and engaged. Everything in the body is staying quiet. It is just that leg that's circling around. Pelvis is quiet. Everything is engaged to keep just that leg moving. Go ahead and rotate in the other direction. Very nice. 2 and 1. When you're ready, go ahead, pull that leg in towards the chest. We're going to move back into those leg pulls. Option to keep the head down on the ground or to come up into a chest lift. Left leg hovers, exhale, switch, and switch, and switch. Switch on the exhale for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Left leg pulls in, right leg stays long. Go ahead, lower down onto the floor. Arms come wide on the mat. Lift that left leg towards the ceiling. Go ahead, point and flex those toes. Very nice. When you're ready, let's start those leg circles. Keeping everything else quiet and still in the body. Like you are drawing a circle on the ceiling with your heel. When you're ready, we're going to rotate in the opposite direction, starting now. Engaging that core to stay steady through the body, pushing down through the arms. 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Send both legs out nice and long. From here, we're going to move the feet into a wide V position here so that the ankles, and the heels are around the corners of the mat here. So staying nice and wide through those feet. We're going to bring the hands behind the head here. We're going to inhale, prepare, exhale. We're going to roll up into that chest lift and inhale, lower. Keeping those feet nice and flexed here. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Lower back is imprinted into the mat for these. And lower. And exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So this is a modified version of our spine stretches here. And lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. Last one, lift. And lower, very nice. Let's go ahead and walk that left leg in towards the glutes. Right leg stays out long at that wide V. Left arm reaches up at a diagonal. So there's a long line from that middle finger all the way out through the toe. You're gonna inhale here, exhale. Reach for the foot with the hand and down. Exhale. Inhale. If you'd like, we can add that chest lift. And lower. And lower. And lower. My right hand is out wide here, away from the body. And lower. And 3. And 2. Last one. Rolling down. Go ahead, switching the legs. Bring that right foot in towards the glute. Left arm comes out at that diagonal. So the fingers all the way out through the toes is a long straight line. Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale down. And down. And down. We're here for 4. And 3. And 2. Last one. Very nice. Send everything nice and long on the mat here. From here, we're actually going to roll over onto our belly. Just finding some light here. I need to move over so that you can see me more on the camera. We're going to lay flat. I want you to stack the hands one on top of the other. And we're going to place the forehead on the hands. So the neck is nice and long and supported. Resting down on the hands. I'm going to lift my head just so that you can hear me. But while we're doing these, I want the hands to be stacked one on top of the other. Forehead resting on the hands. Neck nice and long. But again, I'm just lifting my head so that you can hear me. We're going to exhale. Bring one foot in towards the glute. Keeping that foot flexed. Inhale, extend. Both feet flex for these. Exhale, alternating legs. And extend. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale. Very nice. Keep moving at your own pace. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. On this next one, on the exhale, go ahead, bend. Keep that foot up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale. Slightly lift that leg and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. We have our belly button pulled in towards the spine here. Protect that lower back. For 2 and 1, we're just squeezing that glute. Rest off to the other side. We're here for 3 and 2 and last one. Very nice. Let's go ahead. If you would like, we're going to roll back on to our back here. This is also a nice spot in class if you'd like to take a longer rest. But for now, since we're not actually in class, I'm going to move right on into the next thing. So from here, we're going to be back on our back. We're going to reach our arms long, and we are going to move into our hundreds to end out this series. We're going to start pumping those arms. Again, we could have the feet down on the floor, up into a chest lift. Feet can be in a tabletop position. Feet can be up towards the ceiling, or even at a diagonal. So those are the different variations that we can do. When you're ready, we're going to send the arms out long, finding whichever variation you'd like and feels good for you today. Inhale, prepare, and exhale. Start pumping those arms for 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing through this. You got this. Very nice. We're here for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Pull the legs in. Rest here. Go ahead, circle the legs around. Other way. Rest. We're going to send one leg up and over. Taking a nice figure 4 stretch here. Option 2, hook on to the back of that leg if you'd like. Breathing. Staying in these stretches as long as you need. I'm going to move through them a little quickly just because it's late here. Moving off to the other side as I'm making this video. Option to hook on to the other side if you'd like. And release. When you're ready, let's go back to those glute bridges just to stretch out. Inhale here, exhale, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Finding length at the top. I want you to think about bringing the arms close to the body, pressing into that mat. Roll back down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, rolling up. Finding that length. And rolling back down. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, roll up to the top. Rolling back down, very nice. From here, send those legs out long. We're gonna roll up, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, rolling up to a forward fold. Coming up tall here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, place them down. Let's go ahead and end with some cat-cow. Coming onto the hands and the knees here. Inhale, arch. And exhale, we're gonna round. Arching here. And round. And when you're ready, coming down into that rest pose to end class, stretching through the arm. Staying here as long as you need, as well as taking a longer stretch.